Hello and welcome everyone to Alan Wake 2. I actually recently purchased Black Myth Wukong, so it released on 20th August. I'm recording this on the 24th. And I wanted to play the game in all of its past tracing glory, but I could not because I have an RTX 4080, but the game is with DLSS quality, 4K maxed. The game is not hitting 30 frames per second. Now, Digital Foundry hasn't put out their optimized settings guide yet, and at this point, I feel like there is some more scope for optimization in the game. So I'm waiting on that. But I wanted a game which was a looker and really pushed my GPU to its limits. This was on my list of games I wanted to play. I'd been putting this off because I wanted to play Alan Wake, the DLCs for Alan Wake, but I never got around to it. Wait, hang on. Okay. I never got around to the DLCs for Alan Wake because I really wasn't that interested. The story was fine, but it wasn't like that riveting or I don't know. But Alan Wake 2 I'm a bit more interested in, mostly for the graphics, if nothing else. So fingers crossed, this is gonna be a good game. Already tested out the settings here, and so far it's running above 60. There are times when it drops to 40s and stuff. But one advantage with Alan Wake 2 is that there are no sudden camera movements and rapid motion, sort of like how it was in Black Myth Wukong. So using frame generation is safe. Even if it introduces some latency, the artifacting from frame generation is going to be relatively minimal. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be playing. And we shall... Wait, hang on. Yep. And yeah, we shall see. So hopefully this is a good time. This is a good game. I've heard good things about it. It was a Game of the Year nominee. I've calibrated the HDR and everything. And just to quickly go over the graphics, I've turned on quality DLSS. VSync's off because I have G-Sync. And everything is ultra maxed. DLSS, ray reconstruction, everything. So let us start. I barely played the game for like 5 minutes, so I really have no idea.
We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either.
This reminds me of those
Trapped by
ink
the
blots.
genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted. This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster.
This is a pre-rendered cutscene. You can see the
Monsters wear many faces.
Remedy makes really uncanny, weird games. It's paranormal horror-ish. I don't know what it is. If with frame gen it's running at 60, it's internally running at around 30 FPS, which is not a good sign. But who is this guy? Why is he butt naked? And he's pale as fuck. The game is very dark.
Can you hear me?
Come on in. We should go.
Where'd he gone?
Hey, let me just check if the brightness is sufficiently high. Just to confirm, I forgot to check that. 75. Yep. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. That was lag. It is really dark. I feel like we need a torch here. This is what I missed in Half-Life 2. So somehow the game is guiding me in the direction I have to go in. I don't know how it's doing it, but I intuitively know, okay, this is where I turn left, or this is where I turn right. Somehow, I know, and but it still looks so in universe. You know, it's not like it was made for me. It's not like it looks like a video game or something like that. So, if I move the camera around very rapidly, you can see some artifacts which are being caused by frame generation, especially in those trees. Yeah. So, this was what was really bothersome in Black Myth Wukong, because the whole game was so fast-paced. Here, though, it's a lot less fast-paced, and frame gen is interpolating with a lot more, even if not a lot more information, it's interpolating with a lot less noise as such. So the gap in the pixels between the two frames and the associated motion vectors are going to be substantially, the difference is going to be substantially smaller. So this section had a bit of a frame drop. Yep. And the mix of cutscenes and the pre-rendered cinematics is causing the game to, I don't know, it's struggling with frame generation, I feel like. But it doesn't, it's meant to be very flashy and disorienting, and that it accomplished. Nice. Nice title. So now we get to the diner. Okay, we don't. Is this pre-rendered?
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
It's pre-rendered.
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
No kid is that understanding. Come on.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers. I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan? I will. Bye, kiddo. Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid.
His face
Wonder
looks a
where she
little
gets that
uncanny.
from.
I don't know, maybe it's the cheekbones? The jewel region? His jaw looks a little
It
off.
can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up.
Is that 30 FPS? Yeah, I can tell it's 30.
Here we are. Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work.
Wait, wasn't Cauldron Lake the...
A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
You're the one who wanted to switch.
I think I hear someone.
I'm not walking all the way back
Could
down.
be our deputy.
Hey, over here.
It's 30 FPS
It's Casey,
with...
right? Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, you know, that, Federal agents right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at crime scene.
Let me go with a balanced preset. That should increase the performance, right?
He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
How is it running at 30 without frame gen? Shouldn't frame gen be making it 60? Is this broken? Yo, why is it adding a total of 10 frames? 37 FPS. Huh. Frame gen is not doing a good job here.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell them about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, but you know, inside.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Hey, Mulligan, tell them I'm here waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly. The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board. Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
Oh.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene.
Fucking nature.
I'm gonna try frame gen again, but I don't think it's working particularly well at this.
Gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
Okay, now it seems to be working properly. I feel like it wasn't working till now. Don't ask me why.
Fucking out-of-towners. We can handle this ourselves if they just stay the hell out of it. All of them.
Shut up, Thornton.
Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
The game looks incredible though. Like, I'm stopping to stare at particularly the vegetation, the shadowing and the occlusion and the leaves and the trees. It's incredible. Even her hair, it's rendered so well. I'm forced to play on balanced. I would have liked to have played it on quality, but this is fine.
Not a bad place to get murdered.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Haha, jokes.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing around here that feels like home.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp?
If they did, next coffee's on me.
Not want to stop. No, sure not, Captain. Hey!
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me, at your service, ready to get this case solved. Now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you. So, FBI, huh? That's so cool. Hunting down psycho serial killers and shootouts with the mob.
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
What? Those are real? You guys hiring?
He's joking.
Let's just see this body, shall we?
Fog looks great. But at least at
The
this
scene of the
point,
crime. We found him on the table. We didn't touch nothing, you know.
well, that's
Procedures and stuff.
nudity.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor.
How are you
Does this
so
fit the MO
calm?
of the previous murders?
Yes, it does.
Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic. Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence? Step 1. Examine the corpse.
The one thing which is very obvious is that frame generation is bugged out. So right now it's doing 39 FPS. If I go into graphics, I turn off frame generation, it was doing completely fine just right now. So why is it?
By inspecting the body, Anderson?
So now it's climbed back up to 30. Why is there this odd drop in frame rate? Huh. Something is
I've never
different.
seen the FBI investigate a murder victim before, except in the movies.
Maybe I should just leave it off.
Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. Incised stab wound. Chest cut open. Heart removed. The killer left the heart right next to the body.
Hang on. Okay.
Heart removed from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4 murders that we know about. Who is our victim? Who killed him? Need to find more clues. Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale. Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
So you knew our victim?
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here.
I bet there's more to that story.
but no happy ending.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
Why is he oddly stuttering? I restarted the game and now it seems to be running a lot more stably and smoothly.
Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera? Multiple people were here. Multiple killers?
Well, if you look at the boots itself, there are different boot patterns, so maybe that's why you infer that. I mean, if we can see no boots and if we see feet patterns, maybe we can infer that there were cultists. Because someone who's bare feet, I mean, it's not normal, right? Frame gen is on. Yeah, because now it's so smooth, I'm a little suspicious if everything's fine. Okay.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago. Was he killed here or brought here after?
Look at the reflections in the water. that is just incredible. Also, you can still see the ripples of the rain, and these aren't in screen space. So this is completely ray traced. Yeah, game looks incredible though. I literally want to just... Oh, that's the on the lens. Okay. I want to just stop and look. Like, if you look at this shot, this is a movie, period. And it's not made for me, as in, like, the world and the atmosphere and everything. It's there, and I'm interacting with it.
They spent time here, waiting.
Anything else? Nothing from here. Nothing that I can infer. Anything else? Anything else?
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Locked. They really don't want people coming in here. Hello, this is Agent Anderson and Agent Casey, FBI. We'd like to come in and ask a few questions pertaining to an investigation.
The station heads are not currently available. Access is restricted without their permission.
Nice talking to you, too.
Wait, hang on. I want to see what happens if I set it to DLAA. Oh, this is gonna drop a lot. Oh yeah. Ah, this reminds me of how I used to play video games back on my old PC. Yeah, 13 FPS. Eh? And this is 13 FPS with frame generation. Excellent. Yeah, let me set it back to quality at least. Quality makes it somewhat more playable. Also, I feel like the blur is very strong, which is off-putting. It takes away from the detail. I'm sorry, there's a lot of adjustments that I'm doing as I figure out what the best settings are for me for this game. Why is it stuttering? Don't stutter. Stop stuttering. Is it fine now?
Look, I get that the UFO thing was a joke, but you're probably trained to joke about it, right? To deflect, hide the truth from the average Joe.
Anderson. Hey, let's get back to work over here, can we?
What else should I investigate, bro? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? What else? You know, that line should have probably been... Someone was hiding out here.
I think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
A creepy twig sculpture?
Okay, I think I'm turning off frame gen because it's...
Hey there, Mr. Deer. You remind me of a dream I had.
Might turn off frame gen and lock it to 30. Damn. That is the power of path tracing. Everything is shadowed. Huh, what are those signs? All of this is for later. Learn more about the killer. Where to? How do I learn more about the killer?
I'll look around. See you in a bit.
Take your time.
Isn't all of this evidence? Wow. Some of this stuff looks incredible. Okay.
They left a lot of garbage. Not
Who's
the fastidious
the-
type.
I think I steered off too far. I think this is the way through which I came. Hang on. Moved so far away from the actual investigation. Cauldron, which is Laddle. So this is
Back, Anderson.
there ain't anything.
Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here. I think that's everything. For now, at least.
Mm-hmm. Anything clicking?
Boot prints indicating multiple killers. Quite the party.
How do you know it was related to the?
They planned for the murder to happen here. Passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him.
How are you sure about
But
that?
why Nightingale?
But it could have
He's
been someone
missing for
else.
13 years. Why here? Why now? Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together. Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder. Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Flick the switch. It goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something.
That's just intuition?
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
So now I've capped the frame rate to 30 frames per second, and the experience feels better as a result. So
This
no,
one of your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me. What was this guy doing skinny dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Mm-hmm. Lots of questions.
Lots of answers for us to find.
I didn't know trees got that big. Gives me the creeps.
You need to get out more. It is kind of creepy, though.
Huh. So the game performs. I guess what I'm looking at is probably one of the hardest, most taxing sections of the game. So normally, if it is some other game where I want to balance performance and quality and stuff, I would usually go for lower preset, turn off path tracing and such. But this game is meant to look good. That's one of the primary reasons I'm playing it, which is why I've kept it on maxed with DLSS balanced. So this is how I would ideally want to play it, and I think that this is the best way. If required, I'll even lower the difficulty if I find combat encounters difficult. But yep. Okay.
Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales?
Can we?
They come out from under the boulder.
Makes no sense.
The victim was one of their own, Robert Nightingale. Gone missing here at 13 years, he suddenly turned up, only to be murdered. Brutal ritual on the very day of their arrival. And then there was the page, this page. The first page they had found, the first step down into terrifying depths. Secret truths trembling beyond threshold. Reading the words, these words. Someone knew they were here. What were they doing? Someone playing a game with them. Even if they knew, it would end up hurting them. Whatever he writes comes true. That's...
A page full of text on one side.
Read it.
Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Mm-hmm. Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
How do you know it's the killer?
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading the words. These words felt like a message. Someone knew they were here. Someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept, even if they knew it would end up hurting them?
Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us. I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense. I should profile Nightingale about this page. A witch with no heart. A strange echo of owl murder. page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what.
Why do you think that?
Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside. Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Whoever wrote that page made sure it read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate all of it. The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're
Oh,
twisting
those
events to
Godries.
create their own narrative to do what? Entertain some fantasy? Projecting their desires? Are we characters or the audience? Witnesses to their design?
Hey,
All the
you made
above?
it back.
It's all
Good.
about control. Deciding what happens to who. Don't let it drag you in.
Too late. I'm already hooked. I need the next chapter.
I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Thanks. Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the bookers.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
Seems like a nice town so far. Murders aside. Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they've seen much stuff this gruesome.
Is that a kid's lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox. Casey hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective. He hates those cheesy crime books, but he really hates the movies.
I have like 2, so not helpful. No, I didn't, you slowpoke.
Can't fit the clues all together yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
tripod for a camera? To record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
Which is the right way? Okay. Both ways work.
Here we are. Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner.
Okay, well, that should be a good time
I
to...
can't get that manuscript page out of my head.
Okay, let this cutscene in.
I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery. Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town. The diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and
Look at those reflections.
I smell coffee.
My god. Okay, well then that should be a good time to end the video. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you all for watching. I know there was a lot of graphical tweaking in this section, but it shouldn't be there in the next one. So I've stabilized on the setting, so it should be smooth sailing from here on out. So see you, and thanks for watching.